Clapham Falls, actually in the village of Clapham. They've done a very nice job here. This used to be overgrown in my day, and now it's cleared away. Nice little seats for picnicking. Hey, done a good job. Just opposite the church here. That's where the knight was supposedly buried, on top of his horse. So it is rumoured by Brian. This is Ingleborough Lake. Artificial lake. It was a big dam across there, and it was designed to provide electricity for Ingleborough Hall. Oh, we used to have some fun boating on here. In the dark, early hours of the morning. If you can see over there, tucked away in the corner, there's a boathouse, and there's no boat in it at the moment. It's all locked up, or was locked up, but of course we were potholers. We just put a ladder over the front of over the water, dropped into the boat and had a nice hour's boating, put the boat back, and nobody any the wiser. It's a nice walk, is this? Ingleborough Trail, along the edge of the lake. That over there is the that's where the water leaves the lake and goes down the waterfall into the village. A nice path, gravelled, no hassle at all. That's the stream up to Cat Hole. Interesting little cave. It's more a flood exit than anything. It's very low and it's wet. One of my very first caves. When I first started, I want to knock around with the big boys, and the biggest boy at the time was Bob Leakey. And I said, "Hey, can I come caving with you?" He says, "You go into Cat Hole, there's a lake at the end, tell me what's on the other side, and then if you're good enough you can come caving with me." So I did, and it got lower and wetter and lower and wetter and lower and wetter. And I went across this little lake with about 2-inch airspace to the far side, and I thought, there's nothing here. So I come out and I told him, and he says, I wondered about that. That was my friend Leakey. There's all rhododendrons planted on the walk. It's quite pretty at all times of the year, but this is early spring, and they're still very nice. Beautiful magnolia. Oregon grape, which comes from Oregon, of course. They turn into black berries, pretty much like grapes, and they are eatable, but I've not tried it. Getting quite high up above the stream at the moment. And there, look, there's an old bridge. Oh, and it's got a notice on, so it says no entry. Again, the stream meanders down in the ravine there, and on the side of the path there is a folly, which is, let's have a walk up to this folly. Interesting place. We used to sleep in here in the old days. There's very few places that we didn't sleep, and of course it was a good place for courting, except the girls weren't too keen, because when you got inside, here we go, inside, nice, at least it was dry, but the girls weren't too keen, because up in the roof there were a lot of bats, always bats in the roof here, and they've still got this silly myth that bats would get in their hair, but they never did. This is the end of the Ingleborough Estate walk here. Nice style there. And the path continues along up to Ingleborough Cave, through my memory is terrible. I can't even remember the gorge. Oh God, I'm getting old. And there's a footbridge there which goes up onto the Scar Lane up there, and we did that on the way up to the Novelist Rocks, that walk up there. Now if you're a bit of a tightwad and you don't want to pay your 60p to come through the estate, that footpath continues up the hill to Clapdale Farm. So you can walk from Clapham up to the farm, come down the footpath, onto this road, costs you nothing. Because from here on, I'm not sure, but I think there's a right to roam along here. That ravine, I couldn't remember the name of. Trowgill. How could I forget Trowgill? We had some fun up there in the old days. Oh boy. Right, there's the track up to Clapdale Farm. And that's where I've just come out this day. I might have a wander up there lately. A friend of mine's got it now, Vicky. I can call in, get a cup of tea hopefully. This is where Clapdale Farm get their water from. It's one of those Victorian devices. A lot of water goes through this machine at low pressure and pumps out a little bit of water at very high pressure and pushes it all the way up that track 400 feet higher up to Clapdale Farm. They really were ingenious. Listen, boom. That has been going 100 years and more. Oh, that water going at the pumping house is a decided brown colour. I shall insist my tea is well boiled. Clapdale Farm. Looks more like Wuthering Heights. Oh, this hill is steep. There we have Clapham Cave. That's a wee bit different to in our day. There wasn't any shed. Well, it was a little wooden shed, was that? And that's dry mainly. Water does flood out of it. The water now comes out from the Beck Head, which is under that bridge and just under the hill there. Fair bit of water, and this water started off by going down Gaping Gill, the big shaft up on the moor, and then all the other little potholes all joins into the master cave and comes out here. Whoa. Now that's the Beck Head where all the water comes out of. You can only get up so far, and then the water comes up to the roof. But along this lane here, just along the lane, through the gate, on the left, you can drop down a little hole and you come into this passage with the water. And you can go right up to another waterfall underground. Quite pleasant. Just walking up the path to the cave entrance. It's quite large. Oh, a lot of new stuff here. It wasn't here in my day. We used to sleep on the little edges here in the dry. We used to come up every weekend, spend our time up here, lads and lasses. They were tremendous fun. So, here we go. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Oh. Oh, well, this is new. Oh, nicely concreted. Oh, my goodness. Oh, look at that little bit there. I remember that well. They got lights now. I mean, in our day, there was Arnold there with a hurricane lamp. And we had candles on a stick. It was quite an adventure. But I mean, you can't have kids with a lit candle on a stick these days, not with a health and safety bit that's on. Here we go, one lot of tourists coming out of the cave, and another lot behind me waiting to go in. Our business isn't so bad actually.